Welcome back. Scott Morrison's approval ratings are at their lowest point in a year amid the backlash from ongoing sex scandals, rape allegations surrounding the government.
Yeah, the Prime Minister has had a 7-point fall. For more on this, we're joined by 9 Honey, Shelley Horton and 2GB's Ben Fordham.
Morning.
Who's back on the couch. Morning to both of you. Shelley, what do you reckon about the point fall and what's happening here? You can't be surprised that he's getting ahead in the polls.
No, absolutely not. And I think the thing is, ScoMo had really high ratings when we were fearful about COVID. But what he needs to understand is 50% of the population is still fearful, and it's because we're women. So I think it's time for him to actually go and clean house. I personally want a big disinfectant sweep through
But they're not
Parliament
doing it.
House.
Look at Andrew Laming on the weekend.
Well, this is exactly what I'm saying.
Happening.
This is the time to actually do it. We actually need him to not care about the polls and care about the people. So I think things like that is not acceptable these days. We actually need action, and we need more women brought in, and we need him to act on things like he said with quotas, but he's not actually making that happen yet. So I want it really badly.
Shelley makes a really interesting point too, in that when ScoMo led us through coronavirus, a lot of that leadership was actually conducted by other people, but as the leader you benefit from that positivity of a wave.
Absolutely.
He is not responsible personally for any of these acts that have been happening inside the Liberal Party or inside Parliament House. In fact, they've happened in all parties.
So he's
but as the leader, you also carry that wave. And this is obviously a negative wave. It's not a male-female situation. And that's been a misread from some hardheads in the Liberal Party who say, oh, well, this is one of these things. It's a women's issue. No, no, no. As the father of 2 daughters, it is not a women's issue. It is a humanity issue. It's a dignity issue. And he misread that. He's acknowledged that. He's acknowledged the fact that he misread this. He said to Tracy Grimshaw he was slow to catch up. And you know what? As a bloke, you can do your best to understand it, but you haven't lived it. And he was honest about that. But now the challenge is on, and he's always been up to a challenge. It's up to the PM to right these wrongs. And you know what?
So should they have a by-election on Laming's seat?
Well, no, I mean, he was elected. Laming was elected by the people in that seat of Queensland who voted for him. So that's up to him whether he chooses to quit politics altogether or go through to the next election. But when you take these people on, Australia will cheer. So the people who behave badly, they should have targets on their backs, and the Prime Minister should be knocking them off one by one.
Well,
this guy,
but nothing's happening.
By-election, because the thing is,
he's
a lot
going to
of
be an
people
albatross on their neck for the rest of the
were voting for him, and they didn't realise he was such a grub. And so I would have changed my vote if I knew that he was doing upskirting and things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly would change my vote. So therefore, let the people of that area have a vote again.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, once upon a time, Scott Morrison would not have even commented on this thing involving Andrew Laming. On this occasion, he's hauled him into his office, ordered him into the Parliament, he's apologised, and now he's out of the Liberal Party. So I think we need to be fair here. Yeah, I know, but that's up to him. That's not up to Scott Morrison. Scott Morrison didn't vote him in. The people voted him in. He's got a right to stay there under the Constitution until the next election.
But that's the problem. That Constitution is not really reflecting the human side of it. And that's where you're angry.
I'm saying he's got a right to do it, but is it the right thing? I don't think it's the right thing.
Sure.
We've got to look at our ethics and morals.
We're arguing here with the Constitution, right?
Now.
The guy was voted into Parliament. Unless he chooses to go, he can stay. He's staying till the next election. I think the main thing is to give Scott Morrison some credit for doing what he would not have done 6 weeks ago, which is hauled him into the office, frog-marched him into the Parliament, ordered an apology, and then when his apology wasn't good enough and he was caught out doing other things, he went, flick, you're gone, you're out of my party.
All right, let's move on. Also making news this morning, we've heard that quick result there. The Queensland Health Minister has failed to apologise or explain why Queensland Health falsely accused a COVID-19 patient of hosting a house party. It has now caused a 3-day lockdown from 5 p.m. of the Greater Brisbane area as of today. This COVID-positive man was accused of hosting a party of 25 people. However, authorities revealed there's only been 5 other people at his home, which included 4 of his housemates. The police saying there was no evidence of an offence. The Premier was on the Today Show this morning, Fordo, and just had to say this is a bungle. But this is the problem is that, you know, if this is the multiple clusters, my problem is multiple clusters, I feel like, you know what, you're going to see things go through the keeper here. But there was this one case and it still got bungled.
Yeah, look, I think, you know, the stuff up over the house party or it wasn't a house party is one thing. The broader issue now today is the fact that Queensland's going into lockdown. for 3 days from 5 p.m. This is going to be a really challenging time for Queensland. It's going to be a challenging time for the rest of the country because guess what? We love going to Queensland more than any other state.
At Easter.
And as much as people...
Yeah, the timing
As
is
much
not
as
great.
people try and pretend like, oh, no, we're not going to go to Queensland again because they locked us out, we'll go to Queensland again and again and again. And a lot of people have now got their Easter plans in disarray. And look, it's really tough. We're going to get back into the border wars all of a sudden, all over again. But the main thing is that Anastasia Palaszczuk's got a situation she's got to manage there in Queensland. We can never understand what that's like unless you're the person in the hot seat, whether it's Mark McGowan or Gladys Berejiklian or Anastasia Palaszczuk or Daniel Andrews. It's going to be a tough time for the next 3 days.
Yeah. You feel for this guy though, Shelley? I mean, this whole COVID blaming and
He didn't
shaming.
do the wrong thing. I mean, and he says he knows how the mistake happened because he did have a party 2 weeks before. So he said it was a simple miscommunication. But he's been named and shamed, and there are people who haven't heard that it's been not his fault, and he's getting a lot of flack. So I think we've got to be very careful when it comes to the name and shaming.
Okay. Right, you two stay with us. Coming up, how to handle baby name regret.
Okay, and taking the crown, Prince William named the sexiest bald man alive.
Go Wills. There's Stanley.
I'd like to think I'm a pretty...
Hello again. A Melbourne family have decided to change their baby son's name after 3 months. Originally called Cash, the baby has gone through a renaming ceremony and is now named Reuben. Apparently, go figure. Apparently, every time Mum Kate would write out her son's name in a text, it would autocorrect to a money bag emoji.
Oh, that's cute.
Not cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And Cash was referred to as a hipster name.
But Ruben's not.
Reuben, doesn't it become a sandwich emoji?
Johnny
Yeah, oh,
Cash.
yeah.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny
Cash.
Johnny Cash. I know a friend of mine
maybe
whose
just
kid's
Johnny
name's
then.
Cash. It works because he's cash money, baby.
Yeah.
I like it. It's got some swag.
Yeah.
Speaking of baby, you know, there was a girl who was on Married at First Sight a few years ago. Susie, maybe, I
Yeah,
don't know.
Susie, who named-
She's got a baby called Baby.
Baby.
Baby?
Oh, no, he puts
Yeah.
baby in a corner.
And she's just had a baby with Todd Carney, the former rugby league
Yep.
player, in the last 24 hours.
Yep.
Lion.
So baby and
You're not lying.
You're lying.
Baby Lion.
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying. The baby's called Lion.
Baby's
That's a nice
fine for when
name.
they're a baby, but it doesn't quite work when they grow up. And this is the problem, right?
yeah,
You've got
it
to
does.
pick a. Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Hey, baby.
Tell us about it.
Well, no, it doesn't. It means you can always remember their names, like calling your son mate.
Yeah, mate.
G'day, mate. Old mate.
That's a good one.
My favourite is a girlfriend of mine who is a midwife. Mr. and Mrs. Pipe named their son Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Oh,
Right.
that's
As a
kind.
joke.
they didn't.
But did they not realise?
didn't, I know, it's
Or it was a
crazy.
joke.
No,
They actually
that's
didn't
what-
realise.
yeah.
They didn't put it together.
My friend had the nurse family and had a daughter called Anita. Anita Nurse.
Anita Nurse.
Anita Nurse.
Can we say a congratulations to Bindi
Yay.
and
Yay.
Chandler because little
Grace?
Grace Warrior.
Warrior.
Grace
Irwin.
Warrior, Irwin Powell.
Yeah, a little nod
Now
to
that's
her
a
dad.
good name.
So congratulations to Bindi.
Good on you
Love it.
guys. Great to see you both.
Good on you.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Good to see you next week.
See ya.
Next on Today Extra, the unprendented cyber attack which attempted to bring down Channel 9.
But we're still here, baby.
We're still here.
Please don't try again, though.